so we've talked a bit about your anxiety being the main problem.
Yeah.
Is there a time recently you want to tell me about when your anxiety was particularly bad to start with?
Yeah, I mean, I've been trying to pass my driving test recently, and I've tried it. This is my third time next week, and I get quite anxious, well, very, very anxious then, and feel quite panicky a lot of the time.
Should we talk about that then? And when is there an incident that actually happens?
Yeah, I think it was on my last test, which was only last week, and I failed clipping the curve, and I just get so kind of worked up, and everything that I know goes out of my head. I can't think of what to do or anything.
And how, if you say 0 was you're not anxious at all, and 10 was as panicky as you can imagine, where were you at the height of that?
I think the worst, I would probably say 9. Yeah. I didn't stop the car and run out, but I felt like I wanted to.
Okay. We'll come back to that as well then, yeah. Okay, so if we think about leading up to that time when it got to a 9, what was the feelings that you noticed?
Oh gosh, I think I just couldn't concentrate. I couldn't concentrate on sort of what I was supposed to. I knew I was supposed to be doing, so I couldn't think of what I thought they wanted me to do for the test, and getting all the manoeuvres right, and then I started sort of getting all shaky and jittery.
Okay. So start with difficulty concentrating and then kind of shaky and jittery, is it?
Yeah, and quite very sort of nervous, more nervous than at the start of the test, because it's a test, so I was nervous, but once I got sort of into a certain point of it, it was quite overwhelming.
Right, it became overwhelming.
Yeah.
Go on to that. So is it alright if we use the board up here? We'll start to kind of put that in. So kind of your state in life was kind of couldn't concentrate. Nervous. Did you say jittery?
Yeah.
What does that actually feel like when you feel nervous and jittery?
It's like shaking, I think. I feel like a physical
Whereabouts, like
Like my hands shake, so I feel like I have to grip like this, and like my stomach churns and churns.
So you feel like you have to grip when you're like that? God, we'll come back to that in a minute. Okay. Stomach churns as well, you talk about.
It's like butterflies, like going over a hill.
Okay. Okay. There's a lot of different feelings then, aren't there, when you're feeling anxious? You add it all up and your kind of hands trembling. And this is when you're doing your driving test? Yeah? Okay. And I guess that's kind of pretty important to you doing your driving test.
It's really important because I think I've not got a job at the minute, and I think if I can pass my test, I'll be able to travel.
Right, okay. So if you get your driving test, you travel, and then you can get work.
Yeah.
And what would things be like if you get the work that you want?
Well, I can pay my bills easier. Go out with my friends. Do more things that I want to do. Really.
Do things I want to do. Yeah. So I can see how important it is then to be trying to get your driving test right. It means you can then travel and work and achieve all those things. Okay. So there's your test up here. So I'm just drawing this up here. It's like the test is the situation. These are all the things you want. This is what you want to do. You want to pass your driving test for all those reasons you just told me. But it sounds like soon into your driving test you were getting these feelings of not concentrating, nervous, jittery, stomach churning. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Is there anything that we should change on here?
No, I don't think so. No, nothing happened.
Okay. Can I just ask you kind of what kinds of things you start thinking when you notice these feelings?
I think when I get them, I think because I can't concentrate, so I just I'm not going to pass.
Can't concentrate. I won't pass. And what would be the worst thing that would happen if you wouldn't pass your driving test?
If I won't pass, then everybody I know has passed, so I'd be kind of, I suppose, scared of not passing.
Mean anything about you?
Say that I'm not very kind of good, I suppose, and kind of failed at it.
Yeah. Is that I failed? Is that?
Yeah, because if I've not passed it, then I've failed, definitely.
Anything else that's running through your mind when you notice these feelings of your hands trembling and stomach churning? Anything else you're worried about?
I just think that I can sort of see, it comes back to, I can see myself clipping the curb because that's what happened last time.
Right.
And that's what they said I failed on, and I can just see it happening again.
Right, it will happen again.
Yeah.
Because that thing, the memory that comes back when you clip the curb, does that come to you suddenly, or is it something that?
I think it's kind of there, but it gets stronger.
Right. Yeah. So if I put that up here, could something that you notice that memory and then think is going to happen again?
Yeah.
Memory of past tense. And how vivid is that memory when it comes to you?
Oh, it feels like I feel like it's definitely going to happen.
Right.
It's quite vivid, yeah.
What makes you think it's going to happen again?
Because I get all the feelings again that I had last time.
Right. So because all the feelings are happening again, and because you got the memory, that's what makes you think it's going to happen again.
Yeah.
How does that sound to you?
So interesting. I just always think that then I'm going to fail fast. Because then it's just repeating itself.
Okay, so I guess obviously if you're thinking that way, I can't concentrate, I won't pass, I failed. How does that, what do you do then? Is there something that you do to try and stop this happening?
I try to kind of sort of not think about it and think, I can't think like this and carry on and that it's making me feel worse, but I can't stop it.
Okay, try not to think about it. How do you try not to think about it? What do you?
I suppose I kind of think about what I'm thinking about, and then it doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
All right. You're doing it, but it doesn't work.
Yeah.
That's interesting. We'll come back to that, I guess. But anything else you do when you're thinking that at this time? You talked about gripping hands.
That's because I'm shaking, so more shake, more try and unshake, grip the way to stop. Stop.
How tight do you grip your hands?
It's probably quite tight. It's up doing it now. It's quite tight.
Right, so tight in gripping your hands there. Okay. Anything else you're doing either that I would see or in your head?
Probably the main thing.
The main two things, gripping your hands tightly and trying not to think about it.
Yeah. I suppose I try sometimes and talk to the driving instructor as well.
Oh yeah.
That's how I think I try to not think about it.
Oh, that's one way of trying not to do it.
Yeah.
Talk to the instructor. It's sort of like distract yourself.
Yeah.
Because can I just sum up and see how it's looking? So you're feeling like your nerves and jittery, your stomach's churning, your hands trembling. You think, I can't concentrate, or you get the memory that comes back of failing before. You think, I can't concentrate, I won't pass, I failed, it'll all happen again.
Yeah.
And because you're really worried about that, you grip your hands tightly, so you're not trembling, you try not to think about it, like the memory presumably, and then you might be talking more to the instructor.
Yeah.
What effect do you think all those things have?
I said before, I don't think that trying to push it out doesn't seem to work, because then I end up worrying, thinking about it more.
Right. Think about it more?
Yeah, I think
Right.
the more I try and push it out, the more the stronger it seems to get sometimes.
Right. So it actually makes the state worse?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. What about, so that's to try not to think about it, what about the gripping hands? Does that make things better or worse for you?
It makes my arms ache, which I think probably thinking about it now, it probably is harder than to control maybe the car a little bit.
Oh, right.
Because I'm tense maybe.
Right.
Yes, it probably doesn't help. At that moment, I feel that it's going to stop my hand shaking.
So at the moment, at the time you think this is going to work, it's going to stop getting then. That's so issue. What about talking to the instructor more? Is that?
I feel like I'm babbling. I feel like I'm absolutely babbling when I talk to him. And then I feel stupid because I feel like he thinks I'm really stupid.
Right. So you can even kind of create other feelings like the kind of babbling thing, and then you think things like, I'm stupid here.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Is there any thoughts about what's going on, might be going on here? When I've drawn these arrows, you know.
Yeah, they're not helping at all, is it? It's just making it kind of worse, because as I kind of said before, the more I try and think about it, the worse the thoughts get, and the memory gets in it. And then, instead of putting the babbling in, the more I try and distract myself, the more I feel I'm babbling on, and then I feel I'm stupid. So to stop that, I suppose I talk more to him and then babble even more. Yeah.
Does that seem like how it works, or is that just what we've drawn here? Or?
Yeah, I think it does.
Is there anything occurring to you as to how you could approach this differently?
I think I've never looked before me that I always thought that breaking the wheel was like helping to stop my shaking, but now I'm looking at it as that's what I do when I'm shaking, and maybe it isn't actually helping at all, it's actually maybe making me very tense and actually probably feeling less in control of
So you're doing it to try and be in more control, and it actually makes you feel less.
Yeah.